Hi and welcome to Grammar and Thongs, where today I'm tackling who versus whom. When should you ever say whom? If ever. Let's have a look. Here's a nice simple sentence to work with. Romeo loves Juliet. Romeo is the subject of our sentence, the verb is to love, and he loves the object of the sentence, Juliet. So if we were to rewrite this using pronouns instead of nouns, we would have to say, capital, he loves her. So this would remain our verb. But this would then become what we could call a subject pronoun. So it's standing in place of Romeo, and this would be what we would call an object pronoun, standing in place of the object of the sentence, Juliet. So these subject and object pronouns are key to understanding the correct word to use. These are our subject pronouns that would be at the beginning of the sentence. If we were replacing objects with pronouns, they would be words such as me. You would remain you, he would become him, she would become her, it would remain the same, we would become us, and they would become them. Now, the trick to remember is all about this M. If you remember these M's here, this one, and then remember that it is linked to this M, then you're going to remember whether to use who or whom. Because if you're replacing one of these words or referring to one of these words, you use whom. If you're referring to one of these words, you use who. It's as simple as that. I'll prove it to you. Here are some sentences here. We've got Huey, who was a good dog, came when called. Now, who was a good dog? He was a good dog. So this is replacing he. So according to this, it should be who. Chris saw Al walking a dog whom he recognised as Huey. Who did he recognise as Huey? He recognised him as Huey. So this is replacing him. A pack of dogs ran onto the beach, one of whom was Huey. In this case, we're using the other M, the them, because one of whom was Huey? Huey was one of them. So the whom is replacing or referring to them. It's easier if you listen to some simple sentences as well to understand. Who saw you? You would say he saw you. So that's in this side of the ledger. But whom did you see? I saw him. And so you can see the link with the M. It's a little bit sexist, but it's an easy way to remember. Obviously it works with her as well, but we just like to think about the M's to remember the rule. Now, like all things in English, the rules are broken all the time. And sometimes it just sounds silly to say it the correct way. For example, any fans of Ghostbusters would know that the famous catchphrase is, who you going to call? Now that's incorrect. It actually should be, whom you're going to call, because you're going to call them. It's got the M. But of course, that sounds very silly. And sometimes you just need to decide what sounds best, and passage of time and usage can change the rules almost, and there's not many people who would insist on that. But if you are wondering when to use whom, and sometimes it's very important, particularly in written expression, these are the rules. Thank you.